Today on review, we are looking at SSX for the Xbox 360, also available on the PlayStation 3. SSX have had a very strong following in the fan community, and pretty much been there since the PlayStation 2 day with SSX Tricky, but it's been a few years since we have actually had a SSX game, let alone an actual legitimate snowboarding game. And here we are now with the hype going into the game and the enjoyment level that comes from it. It's highly there. But don't get me wrong, SSX has some problems. First of all, the story mode here, which is barely there. Mainly, the whole story of SSX is one that members have went off and started his own little group of cassette, and you guys pretty much have a competition with each other to see who get down the 9 deadly ascent all around the world. So the story pretty much follows this, and every region you go to, you will unlock more and more characters for your team, which will help you in overall standing of doing the 9 deadly descents. The only issue with the deadly ascent stuff here, don't think this is a cakewalk. This game is difficult on many levels. Might it be pits or caves you cannot see without a headlamp, and by that you won't be able to see if you're doing heavy tricks. It's just a lot here that wants you dead and expect to die a lot. But on the upside of that, after you fail a deadly ascent a couple of times, you will have the option to skip it, which some players might seldom know that, but just know it's there. If you get too frustrated, you can just power through the game. But on the other side of the story here, as you unlock more and more characters, instead of getting an actual full cutscene for the character, you get a little comic strip that tells you all about the character and who they are and what they do. The only issue here is of course the cutscene go a little too fast, and in many cases very hard to read the comic book panel to figure out who these people are. But then again, this is an SSX game, and many of us are not really playing it for story, which is perfectly fine. And that's where we get into the other game mode here, which you have a four, which work very similar to the single player game, the only this is no story, and you traveling around to all 156 drop point, which may be wasted, tricks, events, or just surviving, getting down the mountain with random gadgets such as a squirrel suit, oxygen tank, body armor, headlamps, and so on. And this is where the game mainly shine if you want a single player experience, while along with a little bit of multiplayer here. Because when you do this event, everybody on your friend list who have played the game, you will be able to see them go running around in the track with you, and you will have the ability to beat them scores, and metal will be added to you, money will be added to you, which by money you can end up buying new boards, item for your character, geotags, and unlockable add-on to your character. With the add-on, or mutation as they want to be called, pretty much give you a boot, might it be more boot, tricky, health, whatever it might be, for a couple of levels before they disappear. And then you got the geotab, which whenever you go to die and you use a rewind feature, you will be able to drop geotags in the level for other people to find, and you will gain money and experience, and then whoever will find it will also gain money and experience. But they bring it to the downside of course, the rewind feature, which is the only way you can play geotags. It, of course, is dramatically useless and irritating, or may not be totally useless. In some scenarios, it's very useful, but in the overall scheme of things, when you use it, it takes so much of your points away from you. It don't just take away the points of whatever trick you're doing when you screw up, it will also take tricks away from your bank of points you already have. And if you're not careful, you can go back to 0 before you get to the end of the track and end up not doing very well in the ranking system. And then that brings us to the other issue of this is of course how some of the levels are made. It is very detailed and crowded, which make the game look fantastic. But the only issue here, if you get stuck in the geometry, you can of course be stuck there and your point will be taken away after a certain amount of time, or the game will just peel out, kill you. And then the only option you have left is the rewind, which will also take your points. But in the actual game here, outside of them problems, it's fantastic all around. You don't have any real frame rate issues. The gameplay is solid with multi-button and multi-combination, and added night learnability to it to get high score and a competitiveness against your friends. The only problem is with the friend ranking is a quote from the geotag, and then friends of friends on your friend list. A bet to be spammed a lot from people you don't even know, just wanting to be your friend so they can compete with you, cause if they beat your score they will get more money. So that it built upon having as many friends as you can play in this game. So bet to be spammed a lot if you have a lot of friends playing it or place a lot of geotags. And now outside of the game, it records the menu. For how the shopping menu work is all the items in the shop to buy is randomized, so you have to pretty much pick what you have in front of you or hold off your money and buy something greater later on. Which work perfectly fine in the long term, but the sad part is when you get higher and higher level as your character, which as I said before, you gain experience, which you can level your character up to level 10, and when you get in higher level you will have ability to carry more object with you, and you have to go through like 3 to 4 menus just to attack 2 things, which is a little frustrating. But not as frustrating as the overall menu system is. The menu system is all around horrible. You only can see your friend score if you exit out of the game, and in the menu you will see who beat your score, which you can hit the back button and go to whatever event they beat your score in. That will perfectly fine. The problem is if you're not doing shortcut to get around, you ending up going to 5 to 6, some cases 10 menu to do anything in the game. And it just drags down the experience of that fun game. The game is fun as long as you end the game. The problem is that once you get into the menus are cluttered, confusing, and take a while just to get you to how to navigate the menu, which no game should have that. This should be clean and slick and direct to the point. Instead, sadly, it's not. But as for other game modes here, we also have global event, which people can make their own events, set it for time limit, set what type of parameter they want racing, tricky, or whatnot. They can set up where only friend can play or anyone can play, and buy-in point that you have to pay to get in the race, which for every person who entered the race had to put up some money. The money will be added to a pot, and then whatever you set the time for, whoever at the end of that time will get the money. This is a quick way to get money in the game here by doing so. And it worked flawlessly with events that already set up, going for like $2-3 billion in in-game money you can win. While on to some if you just want to set up an event for your friends and see who the best is overall. And on the sense of the money scale here, you have the ability to do microtransaction in it to buy point, to pretty much buy whatever you want for your character, might be clothes, bull, item, whatever. But sadly, do not fall for it. The money that you will spend in real money for artificial money can be given to you only in a matter of minutes if you actually play the game. So do not fall for actually doing microtransaction in this. If you want to be whipped off, more power to you, but that is my warning to you. So overall, SSX is a great game. Menus are frustrating. Soundtrack is perfectly fine, being remixed on the spot depending on how good or bad you do. And have overall one of the best sound design in video games of late. So I give SSX a 4 out of 5.